When you're starting an adventure with your friends, there's only one way to go. Slaying dragons in dungeons and stealing some gold. Welcome to the Fellas Roll!
Dice sold separately and no real dragons were harmed in the making of this video.
Hey! What it do, everybody? What it do? Welcome to the Fellas Roll. Ricky, take it away. I'll try to find my
Sorry,
phone.
everyone. Hello, players from all across the realms. I am, obviously, Ricky Self, or some of you might know me as Corn Abston. Welcome tonight to the Fellas B-Roll. Before I introduce what exactly we will be talking about, I'd like to introduce who will be joining me tonight. The great Leland Vance, played by Connor Reed.
A dice right as the stream started, and I've been looking for it. Nothing.
Nope.
It wasn't even my dice. So Sarah, if you're watching this, sorry, sweetie, I lost your dice.
I got my phone.
And that's perfect because, of course, you can't forget the madman behind our beautiful campaign, Noah McClellan. I don't know how to say his last name. So that's probably
Nobody knows how to say my last name, therefore they cannot summon me in a demonic ritual.
it's true.
And of course, we cannot forget the man himself who will be hosting us tonight, Mr., as he has introduced himself as Ricky Self, madman behind Quarren, and many other characters, as we'll figure out tonight.
It's true.
But that's not my job.
But we'll be diving into how we, as players, create D&D characters. But before we make our creation of the knights, I'd like to simply start off by knowing what goes on inside all of your minds while creating a character you play. Oh no,
Who shall
he's turning up the
begin?
gain.
Do you want to go first, Noah?
Sure, I'll go first. Also, excuse me, everyone. I got drastically sick yesterday, and I've had stomach acid on my throat for the past 24 hours, so that's cool. That's awesome. I'm just going to clear my throat so it doesn't sound as awful.
We've all been through it from the break last week.
Yeah.
Got sick.
What?
Like we had a break, and then all of us got sick.
Yeah, true. That did happen.
All of that stress from the stream hit us all at once, and we
just oh man! All right, so as I create characters, I think I do what many people, especially any kind of more roleplay heavy players do, in the sense that they go ahead and get their characters' appearance and personality and voice down pat first. They think of the character concept before any kind of mechanical things go into it. At least that's what I do. I go into it in terms of, okay, what kind of character what kind of person do I want to be, right? What's their story? Where do they come from? And most of the time, the backstory actually gets shaped from that decision of who I am, right? So, for example, one of my favorite characters of all time, who I hope to be able to display in some capacity here on the Fellas Roll, is none other than the first character that both of you met me as, Cyrus Goldheart. And he is a ASMR paladin of great renown and charisma and strength. And he's one of my favorite characters I've ever created of all time. And he may also be in some other works that I'm currently working on as well. But with him, I started with a certain feeling of a hero, right? I wanted to be this just bombastic, out-of-the-box, crazy kind of personality. And I didn't know what exactly that was going to fit, but the minute I saw the ASMR race for D&D, I immediately fell in love.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes.
and went with that. And he, he's the oh man, I forget the name. I haven't looked at the race in so long since I haven't played him in a bit. Ever since the end of another wonderful campaign that has definitely shaped us all. None other than Hardboiled Eggs. The egg himself, Tristan's last campaign, he DM'd for us. He is a wonderful DM. But with Cyrus, he had the racial trait where he could pop the wings out of his back, the celestial golden wings, and that was kind of the first image in my mind that I got when I saw the sub race for ASMR. I was like, I want that golden warrior. I want that glowing light, and I want that beacon of hope. And lo and behold, eventually he got his long curly hair, his perfectly trimmed golden mustache, his piercing blue eyes, and his penchant for vengeance and justice. And, everything else from there. Mr. Conqueror Paladin came to be, and the rest is history. So that's kind of how I create characters that go from, who I want to be, what I want to play, create that backstory from there, what defined them, and then have the mechanics fit. And of course, not every character I make does that, but for the most part, that's how I've done my characters.
Right. All right, Connor. How do you create your characters?
I got one word for you.
All right.
Plagiarism. So, I watch a lot of popular media. So I look at a character I like and go, me for real. And then I grab them, and I put them on a D&D sheet, and I change their name.
Yeah, fair.
Just kidding.
He's not.
No, some of them absolutely. I'm playing a
He's
character
only,
right
he's
now.
only half correct.
I'm playing a character right now that's just Hellboy, to the point to where his little profile picture on the D&D Beyond character sheet is a still from the Hellboy comic. Because
from the comic.
From the comics, because I'm a real nerd. Hold
Exactly.
on. I'm a real one. My buddy yesterday just gave me the second compendium of Hellboy in Hell. I'm gonna read that shit this weekend, and I'm gonna love every second of it.
To be fair, Ron Perlman was amazing, though.
Ron Perlman was great. David Harbour was great. He was just given a bad script. But that's a different discussion. So I just take a character that I like and just kind of adapt them to a Dungeons and Dragons setting, and then change certain things about him. Like my first character who I played was named Attilius the Eternal, and essentially he was like how I ended up how I envisioned playing him was like, oh, he is the Punisher but in Dungeons and Dragons. So he was a Goliath barbarian. He was originally a paladin, and then the subclasses, we just had the player handbook, and we didn't know about any of the online resources yet. So I only had Devotion and Oathbreaker, and I was like, I don't think he's either of these. So then I switched to a barbarian and did Berserker, that monstrosity of a subclass. And then I changed 4 times during the campaign because I love being indecisive. So I was like, yeah, I want to play this character that's driven by anger, but also hates that part of himself and sees himself as, I'm a weapon, right? And then the more and more I thought about it, it was like, all right, well, if somebody, does he think he's a weapon, or has he only been told he's? And then that's where I changed from the Punisher, because the Punisher is like, oh yeah, I'm a weapon of vengeance for whatever. And this guy was like, I was made a weapon for vengeance. And it's why I enjoyed the Moon Knight TV show, because I was like, oh yeah, this is great.
That's the
Yeah.
And I didn't know that till afterwards, and then I gave him a voice very similar to Grog Strongjaw from a tiny little indie stream called Critical Role. Don't know if you've heard of it. And then that was
small.
just the running joke in the campaign, was that we were just Vox Machina Like we had a
Yeah.
gunslinger, we had a rogue, we had a horny bard, we did have a wizard.
You did?
So that's where we differentiated. So we just branched out into campaign 2 a little bit.
It's true.
But yeah, I mostly start with like what kind of characters I'm really gravitating towards in media at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I think we all
guess-
do that.
What about you, Ricky? I'll flip the
What do
script,
you do,
motherfucker.
Ricky? And also, but actually, real quick, Ricky, before you begin, I'm gonna go ahead and transition here to a
We need
waiting
music.
screen because yes, that's what I'm going to give you, my friend.
That is what you're going to give to us? Thank you.
Yes, very, very yes.
Oh, yes. Mozart.
Mozart,
Mozart.
root beer. All right, there we go. We're back.
Robert.
Coca-Cola.
All right. Well, the thing is, so I'm a pretentious asshole. No. I talked about this today, with my girlfriend. But I take a lot of me into my characters. Before I even make a character, I always put a flaw, and I always put one of my flaws into it. So, if we're talking about, I guess, the Beacons of the Rift type, Shiari Gray, which was
is
my
the
elf.
campaign that Tristan did.
the
For our
first
home
one.
game, we're gonna bring it up all the time.
The
Literally
first
the
one before I
formative thing
switched
for
over
both of these
to
people.
before I switched over to Lucia, it was the hope of being something. That was his whole thing, and he wanted to be a hero. He was this monk who went into the way of the shadow, hated it. I loved the character, I hated the
Low level
subclass.
D&D is so hard.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then I played a one shot from Noah, and I created
I'm
Lucia.
actually below you.
Oh, I
So,
don't. No.
Yeah, me, Noah.
Look, it's Noah McCulloch.
Hey, I like Moon Knight for a couple of reasons.
I hate the Mozart behind you saying that. It makes it so much more devious. But then I created Lucia, and Lucia was the fear of losing. The fear of losing things. And I really loved it because I just created this backstory out of my ass. It was like maybe 3 sentences long. It was just, dragon came out of nowhere and killed everybody. But then I was like, but what if he did do that? But it was more traumatizing.
That evolved during that entire one shot. Which,
Absolutely.
mind you, I think we mentioned this in the last session or the last B-roll we did, but that was a 6-7 hour one shot.
He did last minute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was beautiful.
Last
It was
minute.
glorious.
It was
I got to play a
amazing.
pretty fun character, but I'm not going to talk about that. I am, like I've said multiple times, I'm a film major. I go to school for this. I give a bunch of
Me
money for
too.
someone to say, here's how you write a shit.
It's true.
So, Ricky, I am in a character development class right now, and how we learn to create characters is like, all right, holes in their heart, and what thing would they need to go to therapy about?
That's really
And the-
interesting
And the
because during my
example-
script writing class last semester, which I'll get to your example just real quick,
no, you're good.
it was it was like
we all have
you need to go
ADHD,
into the
and we're not in
psychology.
sync.
Yeah, you need to go into the psychology of a human. Which at the same time I was taking psychology class. He kind of explained it in a way, not in the words I'm about to say, but in a way of how fucked up can you make them to the point of where it's relatable.
The show we used was Ted Lasso, where
Ooh.
you get he starts as this okay, he's a simple character. Ted Lasso, for those in the audience who don't know, he started as a bit for NBC Sports, and it was just Jason Sudeikis going, an American football coach in London. He's Southern, and he's really optimistic, so it's funny. And then for the show, they don't change him that much. So, Ted Lasso's a fantastic TV show, but you start to see them peel back the layers of this character. It's like, okay, why is he so optimistic? And then it gets like below the surface, and it's like, oh, he's dealing with his own shit, and he's sad, and he's projecting, he's putting optimism into the world to get optimism back. Peel back another layer. It's actually deeper than that. There's some other stuff that goes back to his family. And then you pull back another layer, and then it's the big thing. It's the thing he confesses in therapy in the second season. So when I create characters, like I'll say Attilius, for example. When I was creating Attilius, when I got to that question of, well, he's a weapon, it came from, mechanically, I want to hit this guy really hard. All right, who's the person that wants to hit things really hard? Why do they want to do that as their main thing? Why do they want to go across dimensions and realms and everything to fight bigger things?
Yeah, that's...
So you get into like that. What would motivate that person? All right, it's rage. Why are they angry?
It's really funny that you looked at Ted Lasso, because we looked at the characters from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine,
which, if
man.
anyone knows that show, it's a
Fantastic
full
show.
comedy sitcom. It's amazing. But then as we were looking at these characters and peeling off that like personality, I was like, holy fuck, these characters are fucked in the head.
Yeah, no, I've watched very, very little. I cannot profess to be a fan of that show, but I can't.
It's great.
profess
It's
to
great
be
to sit down and watch.
I profess to be a very avid enjoyer when I do see what I see. And yeah, every time I've seen it, it's like, yeah, there's funny, but there is so much like humanity and like relatability behind every single word one of those characters say. Like, they're hilarious in I could actually be a person you could meet if you dialed me down a notch or two.
Yeah, no,
because we can
it's
actually
crazy.
This is actually something I do want to talk about. Joke characters, right?
Gluckin McGuckin,
Gluckin McGuckin.
a moonshiner.
You go.
I literally was thinking about this before we did the pre-stream. Gluckin McGuckin, a moonshiner who does not ever take anything serious. He is on the run. He is literally this bird creature, and he takes nothing serious. He's always a joke of everything. But the thing is he doesn't take anything serious because he's afraid if he does and he connects to people that they're just going to die or betray him like everyone else has. But you don't see that because he doesn't show it.
Beautiful. That is beautiful.
All you see is, oh, but I'm Gluckin McGuckin, I love moonshine. Woo! That's all you see.
Love that. Yeah, I have a very similar character that I played for a mini campaign that I played with one of my friends online. And his name was Bolf. He was a homebrew race hill giant. And he was large. He was literally like took up the 2x2 square on the grid. And he had a magically enchanted bell that was just literally a massive alchemy jug that was strapped to his back. So he could just summon ale, or as he called it, alcohol. Just whenever he wanted and just chug it. And he also ripped off the thing that dings the bell, which is, I learned from creating that character, called the clapper. So he's got the bell and clapper, and he whacker with the clapper, and he's hilarious, right? And I played him in the context of this crossover style kind of dungeon crawling mini campaign, and I played with two other kind of pseudo jokey characters, but as I played him more and more, I started thinking about his actual backstory. If he was in if he was in Plaricia, or if he was in Connor's world, name to be determined. And if even now I think about it, like if he's in Ricky's world, right? All these kind of things.
He would not like Ricky's world.
When I take this character and take him out of the context he was originally created for, he's like he's a very simple creature. He wants his creature comforts. That includes companionship, friends, allies, people he can trust. He doesn't know how to do that because his intelligence is 6. But seriously, like, when you create a dumb character like that, and dumb characters are such a hard thing to kind of traverse. It's very rocky terrain to go across because you do balance that line between making a joke character or a legitimately unintelligent individual. And where does the haha look stupid man can't count go from that to there is a severe misunderstanding, there is a severe lack of knowledge that is holding this character back? And that's kind of how I, in my opinion, think dumb characters or unintelligent characters have their arc. It's that idea of like, okay, why are they unintelligent? Like, where did that come from? Obviously for Borf, he's a freaking hill giant. And I know, I love the name. Borf is such a good name for him. He's a hill giant. He lives in the hill tribes. The hill giants are literally the dumbest out of the different giants. And he knew nothing. He broke away from his tribe and just went, friends, and just met people roving around this world, right? There's part of the backstory where I'm like, okay, Borf went into this town trying to be friends with everyone, and he thought it'd be really cool if he went up to the highest tower and ripped the bell off, and then started playing music. And that's how he got it. That's how he got the bell. And then he went to another town with the bell strapped to his back and the clapper as his new club, and went alcohol to the nearest mage he could find. And that mage enchanted it for an alchemy jug. And he lived his life as he was raised.
What the hell?
Right? He lived his life as he was raised. And he was a joke character and he was funny. But when I took him back and kind of recontextualized him into, okay, I do love this character and I want to play Borf again in some context. I don't know where I could ever bring him up, but
please don't put Borf into my world. I don't want to scar Borf. I really don't want to scar Borf.
Bro, Borf going through PTSD would be like, brain hurt. No, but like if you take that kind of character and kind of recontextualize him, as if, and actually, funny, Civi comes in because he was the DM for this campaign that I'm talking about. Civi, if you remember Borf, my hill giant with the bell and clapper. But yeah, no, once I took that character and we kind of recontextualized him into like different ideas of where he would be, though the fact that he's dumb and has a massive bell that can summon alcohol, like, yeah, he's got that, but it's a little bit more interesting if you think about, again, that peeling those layers back. It's like, what does he want at the end of the day, kind of thing. It's those creature comforts. He's a very simple creature, and that's kind of interesting in a world that always is like, what's the most interesting thing we can do with a character? How layered and intricate can we make him? It's kind of interesting to peel back the layers and get to something simpler and not something more complex. So that's how I did my joke character.
Okay, so I have only played one joke character.
This is never good if he's quiet about it.
So his name was Tubbington.
I love him already.
He was a tabaxi rogue thief.
Banana pudding.
That was a... Ricky let the bad thoughts win. So Tubbington was a cat that was given sentience by a wizard. That was it. My backstory was one sentence.
Was it meow?
No. It was like he was granted intelligence and then he was gonna make it everyone's problem. because cats are mean.
That's so
That
funny.
was it. That was the character. He
My next
talked like
backstory just gonna be
this.
banana pudding.
What did he do? What did he do in the
He
session?
talked like this. So, Tubbington. So we were breaking into an opera house, and what Tubbington did to get the rest of the party inside was run around on the opera house floor
I'm gonna throw up.
like a cat and start jumping from person to person. And then when he got cornered by gods, he stood up on his hind legs, looked them in the eyes, and said, "No one will ever believe you." And then he jumped into a wall.
Well, Ricky, you picked the worst time to start eating that banana pudding, my boy.
I know, I almost threw up when he started going to character. I'm not even gonna
Bro,
lie to
that
you. I
voice.
felt it.
Dude, if a cat walked up to me and just went, "Greetings, good sir.
No, if a cat walked up to me and went, meow, I'd fucking throw up on it. I'd projectile
Listen,
vomit
dude.
all over
Yes,
it.
Sari. It was. So here's the thing. All right, we're going on a little tangent here. So me
Oh, no.
and my roommates love Puss in Boots and The Last Wish. So much so, I think my roommate has seen it 8 times.
Is it that good? Really?
It's a
Yeah,
phenomenal film.
I've heard it's.
I heard it's
literally
better than
amazing.
Into the Spider-Verse.
We all like hyper fixated on it. My roommate was like, "Oh yeah,
I
I want to play."
actually don't
Tabaxi
feel good after that
Swashbuckler
banana
Rogue."
pudding.
And I was like, "Oh yeah, I kind of want to play a Tabaxi Swashbuckler Rogue." And then my friend goes, "Hey, we're gonna run a one shot." So I'm like, "Okay, I'll play in this one shot." So we're playing in the one shot, and I inadvertently start creating Puss in Boots. And we're sitting at the table. I'm describing my character. My roommate looks at me and says, "If you are playing Puss in Boots, I'm going to kill you." So I very swiftly had to pivot how I was playing my character. Because in my
That's
head,
so
he was
cool.
Puss in Boots, but he sounds like this. And then I just went, what if he's like really pathetic, but also extremely capable? I had a plus 16 to sleight of hand checks. It was awesome. We were
What
like
level were
level
you?
8.
I'm trying to do the math. So
I can min-max like a motherfucker.
what was it?
So, alright.
It's plus 4 proficiency bonus at level 8, I believe.
Plus 4.
along
I had
with
expertise.
so another plus 2, dexterity 5,
Dex
so
5.
10.
That's 10.
already.
And then I got some gloves that let me add my proficiency bonus again.
So
and
14.
it gave me expertise again.
So 16. There it is. Okay. Wow.
I had a strength of 5.
Well,
I was a
you know,
cat!
That makes sense.
I was a cat!
I had no
You're a
parents.
cat.
Well, I mean, I played Attilius jokingly, occasionally.
Right. Yeah,
Like,
no,
in that
Attilius
last-
had some hilarious moments. And we've done
Oh,
those like
Attilius was amazing.
those kind of like ad hoc like spontaneous RP sessions where we're in a random place and it's Attilius, Cyrus, and Lucia just doing shit.
What about is in the last session, we were talking to this doctor about something, and he said something, and I said, I was trying to say I don't discriminate, but Attilius was drunk, so he just goes, I don't know, I don't disseminate.
Yeah.
And then there's this beautiful moment in the last session. Ricky's character Lucia was being especially sassy.
I was being very sassy.
Where
I
it
know what
was
moment
just-
he's talking about.
Extremely passive aggressive towards everyone, and my character just goes, you know, you don't want to stop being sassy. You're not doing it right. And I say this about 2 hours into the session. About hour 8, we're talking to gods, and they're spouting some bullshit, as gods often do. And they're like, oh yes, you shouldn't have picked up this cursed book that you got from this wizard that made him turn evil. So my character goes, "Oh, sorry, we'll just leave it there next time for the next evil wizard. Sorry for doing our jobs as heroes. It's not like you told us to get the whatever." And then he turns to Ricky's character and goes, "That's how you be sassy."
And that's a callback.
And the table erupted into laughter.
It was hilarious, dude. It was so good.
It wasn't. He didn't say it like that. He said it like this. And that is how you be sassy.
Yeah, he did the one of the things that I love about Attilius is that you went from like you had your own voice, right, for Attilius, outside of just being a Grog clone kind of thing. It developed itself, right, as you talk normally. But you were full on like Travis Grog rage whenever you went mad. You're like, get that was like full on.
Because of Connor, and I still do it today, and you will probably catch me doing it during a stream. Anytime I say God fucking damn it, I always go, God fucking damn it!
Yeah.
Well, so Travis Willingham, while we're talking about creating characters, creates fantastic characters, especially for
he don't miss.
If you've seen his Between the Sheets where he talks about like not wanting to be seen as like the dumb jock. For someone that like most of the time, like he creates phenomenal characters. God damn it, Ricky. God fucking damn it, Ricky.
God fucking damn it.
But I think the best thing, throughout all 3 campaigns, I think the best thing he's discovered about a character is that Grog Rage voice is the most fun thing to do. Like, you can just say fucking anything in this voice, and it's fun! And it's like, alright, I'm missing on my attacks, right? Like, I'm missing and I just go, I'm gonna fucking hit you next year! That shit is fun!
And it's also glorious when you hit, because, especially when you're fighting yourself.
And I got to deliver
Whoa, Ricky! Whoa, buddy!
I was stretching.
We need to chill just a little bit,
I was
my
stretching.
man. Yeah.
I was stretching. Whoa.
Yeah, that's saved for the Fellas Whole OnlyFans account, alright?
God damn it, I was gonna make... 2 seconds! Okay, alright, team. We'll peek behind the curtain, gang. So, you know what we do in our free time? We sit here and we go, oh yeah, the fellas roll. If we ever did a workout thing, we'd call it the fellas swole. If we ever became cops, it'd be the fellas parole. Then one night, we're sitting there on Overwatch, sitting there doing that dumb thing, we go quiet, and then I forget who did it. It was probably Noah.
It was Noah.
It was Noah. Noah goes, if we ever start an OnlyFans, we should call it the Fellas Hole.
And by the way, when we play Overwatch, we all have our cameras on, and you see everyone go from focusing, just go.
Oh, and also, just because I know she watches this, hi, Mom.
And just in case you see this, hi, Mom.
I know you'll see this. Hey, Mom. I'm so sorry.
My girlfriend's watching this right now.
Look, we do a little trolling, okay? All right, we do a little funny.
You'd say it. I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say that.
The fella's troll.
The fella's
troll. Well, I'm gonna steal Ricky's spotlight.
Please do. Please change it to the next subject before I blow up a building.
I'm gonna
on Minecraft.
A fun character thing that Ricky, I want you to answer this as Mick. I want Mick to answer this question. And I'll answer a question as Leland. I got 2 D100 or 1 D100 right here and a percentile die, and we got a list of 100 questions up, and I'm gonna roll. All right, that's a 67. That's the same amount of shots I have in my 10-minute shot list. All right.
It's true.
So, the player character to your left and the player character to your right are both telling your character 2 different versions of the truth. So, Leland and Glass are telling you 2 different versions of the truth. Who would Mick believe?
It just depends on what they're talking about, because if they're talking about...
My girlfriend just sent me a text that said, fellas hole SMH.
like, let's say they're talking about. It could be food, like just okay, simply like food, and it's like Glass is telling me this food's bad, Leland's telling me this food's good.
Oh.
We lost him.
We lost him.
We lost him. Oh,
What happened?
hello.
Hi. What happened?
Uh-oh. Technical difficulties, everyone. One
Uh-oh.
second.
We
Hold on.
Apologize. We have dropped a fella. The fellas are no longer whole.
My Discord crashed.
Oh man! Oh, we call it B-roll for a reason, folks. We call it B-roll for a reason. Oh man. All right, so back on topic then. Leland and Glass telling you different things of the truth.
If we were talking about like right now, who would Leland, not Leland, but Corin would trust, like right at this moment with everything that has happened, he's going Leland. Because Glass, with everything he has done so far, is on his shit list.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it'd be Leland all the way because he trusts him as a friend and a comrade because they've been through so much. Leland was literally there when he was summoned. Excuse me. But Connor's back.
I think that was already dropped in episode 1, honestly.
Probably.
Probably. If not, you'll learn about it.
I was there on the day of his birth. I delivered him.
It's true. But
Back then, my name was Jonathan.
it'd be who he
Miss
trusts the most.
Jonathan. I just ran into a common problem. Everybody has an in problem.
Okay. All right. Let's draw it in, folks. Let's draw it in.
We haven't streamed for a week and we forgot what we're supposed to do.
We literally started just like talking like we were on just a call by
So,
ourselves, just
I'm not
chilling.
even, well, it's because I'm not listening to Bach anymore.
Ah, you gotta get it's Mozart, to be fair. It's Mozart.
not Bach.
It's because I have banana pudding 1 foot away from me.
Okay. Anyway. Yeah.
You
No.
want to see
That.
I'm done. I'm gonna mute.
We do a little funny.
We do a little trolling.
A little bit. All right. Next question then, I guess. Unless you had anything more on that, Senor Ricky.
No, and I'm gonna roll for you, Noah.
Yeah, motherfucker. Gimme.
Who
I
do
want.
how do I answer this as?
Oh wait, is this for Noah or me?
Yeah, no, it's gonna be for Noah. I
Noah.
want you to answer this in Cyrus. What would Cyrus? Since we got to know Cyrus a little bit today.
Yeah.
I dropped my
You get to
dice,
know
hold on.
Cyrus a lot more.
You get to know Cyrus a lot more, and
Copy
here we
paste his
go.
backstory in the chat right now.
Yes, of course. So it all started on the day of his birth.
All right.
34.
I have that motherfucking
34?
backstory all the way from birth.
What is your character's
Whoa.
lowest stat? Their lowest. Wait, what? Why is your character's lowest stat their lowest?
Ooh, that's such a good question. That is such a good question. Okay, and it's got a really interesting story for Cyrus. At least kind of interesting. It's not like super crazy. Dexterity.
Give us your Oscar-winning picture.
Yeah, dexterity is his lowest, and of course that started as I am paladin in plate armor. Dexterity. Right? It's actually negative. I think I believe he was at 8, so he had a -2 to dexterity. Yeah. But that evolved because Cyrus is probably the closest, not closest, but the most idealized version of myself that I could possibly put in a D&D character. or any character in general. And part of that idealization still brings over those flaws, like you said. And I do, I didn't mention it during the kind of general overview of how we create our characters, but I do bring in a lot of myself, whether intentionally or subconsciously. I think that's most people that make a character is either intentionally or definitely subconsciously most of the time. And part of that was thinking about how Cyrus would be, what his flaws would be, because I mean, when you think of a character and think of Cyrus in terms of, and I created this character, I created Cyrus before I watched or read the manga for My Hero, right? For My Hero Academia, the anime or manga. I created him before I ever read that, and I created him in 2018. And he's very much an All Might figure. He is at least he tries to be the perfect paragon of hope. He is the symbol of peace. He is all of that. That is his shtick through and through. It's also one of the reasons why All Might's my favorite character in My Hero. But for him, dexterity being lowest represent not only obviously he's not very super fast with the digits, you know. What are we laughing at? Both of you motherfuckers are smiling.
Rick that says stop playing Overwatch. I just have the stream up on my TV so I can make sure we're not glitching or anything, and I looked at it for too long. So this motherfucker on Discord goes, stop playing Overwatch, when he knows he can see it if I'm playing the game.
Anyway,
I promise we'll be more professional in the future.
Don't promise anything you can't keep.
Yeah, y'all motherfuckers signed up for this. So.
Not being fast enough is one of my fears. I'm kind of a slow guy. If you know anything about me, I tend to get overwhelmed when it's time to do something quickly, because I fear I can never do it quick enough. I like taking my time with things. I like making sure things are done right and not just done quickly. And I find it hard to balance the two. And
Right.
so, obviously, dexterity representing your agility, your quickness, your manual movement of every single fiber of muscle in your body. That represented also Cyrus's fear that I kind of brought over for myself of, like, yeah, I'm strong, I'm fast in terms of power and movement, and I've got the talk for days. And his wisdom and intelligence was middling. I think his wisdom was a little bit higher, but his intelligence was, I think, a straight 10, just baseline. And so that represented that fear of, I've got everything, but can I be there when I need to be? Am I missing something? Did I not think of something? And so that's probably the best way I can extrapolate more than just plate armor, wide dexterity. But that does definitely represent, a big fear and a big kind of point of Cyrus of, is there more I can do? And am I doing fast enough? Kind of thing. So that's why dexterity low. Oh, what'd you say?
Say it again.
Hell yeah, my turn.
No, would you like to roll for him?
I would love to roll for him. And
Too bad, I'm rolling.
No, I'm rolling.
But he's the host.
Fuck you. I don't care because I'm using the Cyrus dice. Let's see what your fate is decided by the Clickety Clacketies.
That was a very poignant answer, Noah.
Thank you.
Where am I?
Very well spoken. We glanced over it immediately because haha funny.
47.
47?
What aspect of your character's future are they most curious about? If they could know one thing about the future, what would it be?
Oh.
This asking
That's a
is
deep
Leland.
one. That's deep.
As
Listen,
Leland.
DM here.
I almost not doing it.
Don't spoil nothing.
No.
Hold on.
I was about to do something really dumb to ruin the moment.
Well, the immediate thought was, like, as Connor, was, am I rich? I think that would be Leland's immediate answer, but if it's like in this hypothetical scenario, there's a deity. God damn it. There's like a
I
deity.
saw you fucking pop up the Easter Island head.
I saw it too. Like there's some sort of deity and he gets to ponder for a second. You would want to know if he ever feels fulfilled.
Ooh. Yeah, no, that's good.
That's a mic drop moment, man. Like
That's a mic drop moment.
yeah, that's amazing.
Damn.
Well, that comes.
And for what I know, Connor, from what I know from his backstory, from who he is, who he's been, and who I assume and can see who he's going to be, yeah.
That makes one of us. I have an idea for who I want Leland to be.
I whenever I'm a DM, I always have a projected arc of
Yeah,
how
no,
I see
you
characters
have
going.
to.
Yeah, you kind of have to have an idea of like where they're gonna go.
Yeah. Oh, well, duh. That's like the whole thing. Sorry, that was rude.
You're level 14 on Steam? Go out.
Nice.
Okay, I'm gonna bring this up real quick because I don't. This is perfect time too. Real quick. I may be a level 14 on Steam. I am the lowest level of all of my friends. Okay? There's a level 34. There's a level 40. There's a level 50. And yes, oh yes, there's a level 69. So level 14 on Steam may have blown your little gamer
I don't want to
mind.
host this anymore.
But for me,
Man, now I don't want to transition back to the Leland one because it gets a little like, oh no.
what do you mean?
Okay, well, Leland's thing is very similar to what I would want to know. Because that's a part of myself that if you've noticed about Leland, he's a little ambitious. Lying through his teeth every other word just because he can. And that's not something I do. But that comes with like he has that ambition that he is not going to fail. But deep down in him, there is that little bit that is like, okay, what if someone sees through that? What happens when the lavish legend doesn't get to be that legend? Have I done enough to become a legend? And that's why he was so mad at Glass last session, was because Glass, or the Evergreen Tide, spoilers, but it's been out for a little bit, so you can go fuck yourself if you haven't watched it.
Been out for 2 weeks.
Yeah, if you didn't watch it, you're not gonna get kissed.
Actually,
tonight.
I'm gonna beat you up.
It's only
It's
2.5 hours, and if you want,
You can
can
watch
just
it. Hey,
get
whoa,
like an
you
hour
can watch
in.
it while sleeping, and then just when you wake up, you watch what you missed.
Put it on repeat. That'd be great for us.
And
That'd be
eventually,
amazing
if you
for
watch
us.
it like 12 times, then you get the
You'll
whole
get
story.
it. Yeah, you'll
Yeah,
get
it's
it
like
the
it's
fifth
like okay,
time.
it's like a Zack Snyder movie. You're not gonna get it at first.
Yeah, no, you're not.
Got
you
it.
could be the
It's
best
multiple
film
rewatches,
person in the
you know?
world,
but
and
Unlike a Zack Snyder movie, it's enjoyable.
it's funny because it's true.
But
Me and Connor will take shots at Zack Snyder all fucking day, all evening. I don't care. I'll kill him in Minecraft.
Yeah,
in
man-
Minecraft. In
man's
Minecraft.
No.
In Minecraft.
Man's really thought he did something by going into the editing bay and be like, turn down the saturation.
Film this movie on an
Turn it
iPhone.
down.
What if we just forgot editing and we added every clip we recorded?
Hey Zach, little tip from a film major here. I haven't made a lot of shit, but not every clip has to go in the goddamn movie.
You know, Zach, it's true.
Yeah,
As fun as it would be,
I
director's
can't.
cuts don't have to be everything. It can have an alternate ending. Whoa!
The
That's all you
fellas
need, Zach.
steamroll. Me and Ricky just rant about movies.
The fellas
That's all you need,
steamroll.
Zach. The fellas steamroll over Zack Snyder.
What's fantastic is we are going to try and get a job in the industry one day, and this is how we're going to figure out Zack Snyder watches the stream.
He's gonna hire both of us and then fire us on the
It's like,
spot.
Ricky
Ricky,
Self and Connor. Yeah. Oh,
Well, Ricky,
I
if we
know
don't
those
like Zack
names.
Snyder, we can just get a job at Warner Brothers.
Just join a union.
Hey, let's throw shots at everyone.
Someone
Let's
will
make it impossible for us to have careers.
And if you go last minute, you could just try Disney. Because if the Star Wars sequels are anything to go by,
No.
they're accepting
We don't
everybody.
throw shots at them. Hey.
Stop.
You know what? That's not in the fucking script.
Noah.
What? I'm looking at the script right now, dude.
No.
It says,
Hey,
make
no,
a funny joke.
Oh, yeah,
That
exactly.
wasn't funny. It was scary.
This is our fucking jobs.
Yeah.
How Disney's never gonna want to buy us and make us a part of their monopoly now.
You're right.
All right. No. All right. But yeah, Leland really does like exemplify some of that. Like, I am sometimes afraid that I will not be able to accomplish everything I want to accomplish, and that like, I don't want to be forgotten.
Shiari moment.
Very in a similar way, except it's different. Leland.
Leland is most definitely different from Shiari. Leland's got the fucking
Well,
swag.
Leland doesn't care if it's as a hero or as a villain. He just wants to be remembered.
What was that?
There's no carbonation in it. But I'm not gonna stay awake
The
during the stream.
2x4.
That voice. Okay. Did we mention? I think we mentioned this last B-roll, but I gotta bring it up again because that voice.
What voice?
The voice you did. It was used for that NPC in the one shot. What?
Don't meet Scrap. Don't worry. Hey, congrats. Hey, fuckers. We'll tease her for something in the future. I'll DM something at some point.
Yeah.
Maybe
eventually.
next week. Maybe tomorrow. Surprise stream.
Surprise stream tomorrow.
Oh, no.
We're playing GURPS, guys.
We're gonna play Pathfinder, but we're gonna play it until we have fun, so the stream's never gonna end.
Banana pudding.
It's like the biggest alternative to D&D right now.
Hey, you know what?
I can't get my banana pudding.
You know what? I'll come out and say it. I support the open game license.
Well, fucking hope you do, because otherwise everything goes.
Personally, I think Hasbro should take away more from the creator.
Personally, I think Dungeons and Dragons should have a monopoly over the tabletop RPG scene.
Personally, I
So
like banana pudding.
We've gone so far off a subject. I'm gonna roll for the whole table. You are going to answer this next question, and I think just because we're getting silly and goofy, that we should maybe end soon.
But we still have one more little event to get to.
Oh yeah, actually we do. If we
We
still
just
want
missed
to do
y'all
that.
so much.
Yeah, we just missed you guys.
We're just so excited to be here.
Guys, put a camera on me, and I just feel so silly and goofy.
It's just so special, just looking into the
Alright.
black
Shut up,
void
both
of.
you. Roll.
Nope. I'm not going to make a joke. La la la. I'm gonna roll D100. You are going to answer this. Everybody's going to answer this question. And we are going to start on below me. We're gonna go with Nolan, then we're gonna go with Rick. Actually, I'm gonna go first this time. Fuck you. I love attention.
We're really
That's a
off one today,
5.
huh?
I rolled a 5 on a D100.
Whoa.
Hey, man.
All right.
You got your
Oh my god, this one's gonna be so much fun. What is your character's opinion on nobility and authority? So,
I really
before the
like this
stream
one.
started, me and Noah were having a conversation about like a game I'm playing right now where I'm playing a wizard, and I said I don't like wizards. Noah goes, the company or the class? And I go, I don't like companies on principle. Leland shares this belief. Leland detests nothing more than someone telling him what to do. And he sees nobles as an opportunity to get rich.
Ghost Orb.
Ghost Orb, saw it.
You've missed so fucking many.
Really?
It's been going.
I've been
wacky
looking
today.
right at you. I have you up on my
You've missed,
on my
You've
OBS
you've
thing.
missed
Like,
10.
oh my god, haunting.
Stream, can you go back and fact check Ricky, make sure that we actually missed
Hey,
him?
if you're watching this later or you're watching this now, put in the comments and put timestamp for every single Ghost Orb. The Among Us right there was included in the Ghost Orbs, so that's a freebie for you. That is just cursed. Thank you, Len.
Thanks, Lynn. We have fun here.
We do a little
Leland
No.
detests nobility. And he's got a good reason. He's got
You got a lot of good reasons.
Leland. He's got a lot of good reasons. Leland detests nobility, and nobility detests him. Hey, there's a reason he's in Arcania.
There's a reason he's in the mystical lands of magic and mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll say this and just this. He's crashed a car. That's all I'll say.
Hey, man. When in Mabgisul.
I want to go next.
God, I love Alpha Max Squadron.
I want to go next. I want to go next.
We'll talk about them next.
Yes, we will.
Max! Ricky.
Corin. I actually got inspiration from this from a problem that we are not, I guess in a way it's been a problem. At the same time, it's just the way that you look at it. Cancel culture.
Okay. No, continue. I just want to see where this goes. I'm interested.
If you look at politics in cancel culture and in general, if you do one thing wrong, you're done for, correct? Right?
Yeah.
Now imagine that
I
if
know
it was
exactly where
a
this is going. We're good.
genocidal character. In his way, it's if you do something wrong in his eyes, and you are a big figure with a lot of money or a lot of influence, you're going down. It's as simple as that. You can breathe easy.
We're good.
But it's
And all of those people deserve it. And no one is saying that they don't, or that they do, or anything. The fella's role is apolitical, and you should vote because it's your right as an American. Anything past that, we meet under the State Street Bridge at midnight.
J.K. Rowling is an author of books.
You need to stop yourself there.
And an awful human being.
Okay.
And a mediocre writer at that!
True. Anyway, all right.
But it's kind of like in that sense because if you take any political class in college or in high school, there's a sense of if you fuck up once, the public will remember. The public will always remember. So what if I did that before a character that just wants to murder you if you've done one thing wrong?
Alright. Your turn.
Now take it away, Noah, before I go deeper into it.
So Cyrus was based on critical race theory.
What happens when I shut?
We need to end
But
this
if you turn
soon.
it like this,
I don't think we should build a character on stream. I think we're
done. I think we're done, guys. I think we're done.
all of us were sick this week. This doesn't count.
Yeah,
Maybe we
yeah.
can
No,
this
oof.
What if we pretend this never happened?
I'm sick in the head.
All right, so
Get out of my head! Get out of my head!
do you guys want to roll for my question, or do you just want to?
No, everybody answers the same question.
Oh, we're doing the same one. Right. Sick moment. Okay. Cyrus's opinion on nobility, man. So I can be a little more open with this character since I'm not actively playing him, nor do I plan on really bringing anything back with him so far because, this story's kind of done for now. But I'll be a little more vague just to keep things under wraps, just in case I want to bring him back because he's one of my favorite characters. So Cyrus has a very interestingly mixed opinion with nobility compared to both Leland and Quarren. Cyrus has actually changed his opinion on nobility and things like that throughout. You guys can't just start making funny faces while I'm talking. It distracts me.
This is all we did in high school!
What happened?
Welcome to the fucking Connor and Ricky in a class together experience. All we did was just sit there, we look at each other, because I know when this motherfucker's looking at me, and we giggle like little school children.
It makes me think I did something stupid. Anyway, we're gonna continue. We're on path. Cyrus has changed his opinion on nobility and whatnot a lot recently. Not recently, but like throughout his life. Because he started as an orphan when he was 5 or 6. Haven't necessarily landed now, but it was enough where he could walk and talk and try to survive on the streets a little bit. He was thrown out. He didn't have a family. His family was taken away from him. His parents, and he had to live on the streets for a while. So, an orphan kid generally doesn't have a very good opinion on nobility. But in terms of what he grew up to be, because he grew up to be a soldier, he joined the military, and that's where he found his, his power and his people and his faith and his oath was in military, and so it's an interesting relationship he has because his number one thing is hope for all, and freedom for more, kind of thing, where it's like I want everyone to be on the equal playing field, and then I want everyone to be able to burst out and do what the best they can in what they want to do, right? He wants that life for everyone. And so when he thinks about nobility, sometimes he does kind of think, there's a lot of restrictions there. It's keeping people down, but at the same time, he knows that certain complexes are keeping things up for him and what they did for him. So he's conflicted between this, I know what true freedom is, and I know how the world is working currently as well. So he's stuck between wanting to be a revolutionary and bring it back to the other discussion of being a weapon. And so it's a very complicated issue with nobility and other such constructs in society with Cyrus.
Leland sees it as a cut and dry issue of the governments he has met have been shitty and oppressive, so all of them are bad. It's
Don't
the
fuck
only
up.
way to fix it is to like start over.
If you
Yeah, it's
fuck
'cause
up, the
this motherfucker-
consequences will meet you.
It's because this motherfucker only been in the Western Hemisphere of
Yeah.
Plaricia. He forgot. There's a whole half he forgot about.
Hey man,
And no comment on whether those governments are good or not either, because you're gonna have to figure that out yourself.
I won't like them. It doesn't matter. All right. Well,
So
did we get our sillies out?
did we get our funny ha-has?
Did we get our funny ha-has out? Can we get
Probably
our
not.
funny ha-has out and roll? We can do one more question to try and get our silly ha-has out,
Let's
or
do
just
it.
to end the
I like.
stream.
One
Let's
more
do another group roll.
And then
Alright.
I'll probably mute myself because I'm a silly little boy.
We may have already gotten this one.
Oh no.
What type of creature in the world is your character most intrigued by? Mick?
That's a hard one. What the fuck's an owl bear? That is all.
I'm so
done.
excited. I'm so
I'm
excited when it happens.
Ever
Excited
since we've
for
had
you
that
to-
moment, I have gotten nothing on my YouTube but D&D places, like D&D parties fighting owl bears, the new D&D movie coming out, and it just shows me owl bears.
Dude, that transformation into the owl bear though is
owl
fucking
bears.
beautiful, man.
Okay, I'm done. Please continue.
What type of creature intrigues Cyrus the most? I think I know the answer to this one as well.
Really
Yeah.
interesting. Because now I don't know the
You
answer.
built so many.
If you do, let me think first. Just a second.
I got Leland's.
If you've already got Leland's, go for Leland.
Dragons. He admires them.
Fair.
Money.
Yep. Fair. Fair. I don't know. Cyrus is less philosophical and more. Well, he's philosophical, but he's more sociologically and societally driven philosophical, and less like. What do the stars-
big words.
What do the stars in the sky mean? Like he doesn't. He's like, they're pretty, like kind of thing. He's kind of a bit of a simpler man in that term.
Right.
But I think that leads to probably just the answer you probably have in your head right now, which is lions. Yeah, it's obvious. If you know anything about 5e paladins, they get fine steed, and I flavored my warhorse as a lion. Literally didn't change mechanically anything, because why change anything? So
Steven Universe.
yeah, Steven, is there a lion mount in Steven Universe?
Steven has a lion.
I've never watched the show,
Me either.
so wow. Well, you know more than me then, huh? But no, yeah, he has a spectral blue lion that he can summon, and
Have we seen it?
yeah. Yeah,
Remember when
I
we
mean,
were
we don't
in,
have a lot
the
of
fair?
chances to do actual like physical movement a lot.
We don't travel
we
by anything
teleport.
other than portal.
Yeah, we teleport a lot.
Well,
The beacons teleported a lot.
Yeah, like
Um,
at least twice.
They just love to teleport us places.
Yeah, either that or we have a fucking train,
Or yawn.
or yawn. Yeah.
Or yawn.
Also,
Tom did turn himself into a turtle once.
at higher levels, when you get Fine Greater Steed, it's just a lion, but he has Pegasus wings. Y'all, I know y'all haven't seen that one. Y'all
No.
haven't seen Pegasus wings.
Yeah, because
Lionel yet.
like all we
Which
did in
that's
the
his
last
name, by the
session
way.
was
That's-
fight ourselves.
That's the name of the lion he can summon is Lionel. I know it's funny, but there's a reason.
His name is actually Tigress.
Yes, I ride the.
I know
ninja
there's no one in
from-
my contacts named Tigress. Apple Assistant.
I'm not gonna go on a tangent. I was about to go on a tangent, but I'm not gonna break away from what we were talking about.
Yeah. He admires lions. They're strong.
Well,
They represent that, the pride and glory and everything that he wants. So
Well, do we want to talk about another question, or shall we end it there, fellas?
I think we should end it there. Any final thoughts?
We'll be back next week, right?
So we're not gonna do character creation.
Yeah, we can save that for another stream. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
I
Just
think we can save that
when we're a
for-
little more in it.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause we kinda went-
I haven't seen these boys all week, like even just talking. So I'm very excited.
Yeah,
to
this is
see
the most
them,
amount of
so-
time we've spent together
This
in
is
the
the
past
first
week and
time.
some change.
Yeah, this is the first time I've been in a call with either of you in a week.
Yeah.
Like we've talked for about 5-10 minutes at the
Yeah.
most, and that
Hey,
was me in and out of sleep.
If you want a little hint of that, earlier when Ricky said he had a girlfriend, we didn't know that.
Yeah, I haven't told him yet.
This is how we figured it out.
He kind of just dropped that.
No, Mike.
dropped it.
So yeah, we're gonna talk about that after the stream.
We're gonna talk about this post stream.
I'm gonna
Unless
get
you
murdered.
guys want us to stream it, and then
Yeah. And
You
fellas,
wanna
B-roll,
stream me getting
fellas,
spit
B-roll,
roasted?
B-roll.
Yeah,
we can.
no, fellas,
Hey, we
B-roll
can
spit
trim and
roast
show
edition.
this shit.
Can we
We
what?
never stop it. We can trim and show this shit. We pull a Germa and just never turn the stream off. Let them peep the horror.
Germa. I love Germa.
Sure, bud.
I
That was a
love
good
Germa.
reference, Connor. Good
Uh,
reference.
We get Germa on the stream.
Can we get
If we get
Germa?
Germa on.
Let's try
Germa,
it.
if you're
Chat,
watching this,
chat,
I know
go-
you're watching this.
Germa,
Go
I know
spam.
you're watching
Go
this.
spam
I know you're watching
Germa985. No, please do not do that. Please.
Get Germa
Please.
on the stream, baby.
Yeah.
Not one of you message
Don't
Germa.
do that. Don't do that.
No, not one of you
Yeah.
do that.
No, don't do that.
You should do it.
I'm circling my head so you can't tell what the fuck I'm doing.
All right, any screenwriters in the audience, this is a great time to analyze subtext.
I hate you so much.
We're going
All right.
off the
Well-
deep end. I might just have to just hit the stop streaming button just to be able to shut you guys up.
W stream. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you. W stream.
Thank
Yes,
you,
sir.
super duper. You're super duper.
You're super
Um,
and you're kind of duper.
All right. Well,
So
on that note, thank you all so much for watching. We will be here next week with something new.
Who knows?
That-
We're not telling you yet.
You'll have to look at our Instagram and follow us on our socials to see.
yeah.
Where am I?
So I
Yeah.
hope you all enjoyed. Like
The
my
little
fine
chaos.
individuals said, a little bit of chaos. That's why we call it B-roll. But yeah, we'll be back next week with some more content for you guys. A
I'm
little
gonna go
bit
play
more,
Pokemon.
Yeah, we're gonna play some Pokemon Go live on stream.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Pokemon Go Live? What is this, 2016?
Well,
It's not.
I just thought it would be funny, because we just all have our cameras on, walking around, and just like, look at the Pokestuff.
We dox ourselves.
We dox ourselves. Yeah. Don't worry, we meet in the exact middle of United States of America.
America? That's the middle ground, is Tennessee.
I
I don't want to go there.
All right. We
I'm
need
not
to end the
going to
stream
that.
before we just start talking for 8 hours. So I hope you
We
all
will,
enjoyed.
we will.
Seriously, I know this is chaos, but maybe somebody got something out of it.
Just call me.
I know I got
post note.
enjoyment, so that's all that matters. So thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.